Welcome to LA, city to play and city to pay. Pay respect, that's all we expect. By the way, I am the king, the Rose King.
I'm sorry, but this is really happening.
All the homeless people are always in the public spaces, but nobody else is.
Where the roof is the sky, the floor is the land. And if you pay attention, you are going to end up there. While you're here, let's have a good time.
Well, I mean, they live down here, just migrate and whatever, but they know things. They know things, they see things, they hear things.
The city of space, where I have a case for my base.
I do not feel comfortable in Los Angeles. The best aspect of the city is that one can walk in it. Los Angeles is not unique in the way that it presents itself in the world.
Being what's happening downtown, even if it is suburban, it is as much urban and it is as much city as anything.
But I love it. It's comfortable.
It's a good city. I like it.
It's just a different kind of walking. And that's the feeling I get about walking in Los Angeles. You know, that this is it. You'd find people yelling at the traffic from a bridge.
You get out on the road part of it, and there are just nothing but mean people.
Each hour-long episode presents a unique aspect of his life, the American dream.
There are systems in the world that are controlling systems. That isn't just a personal struggle. The systems are in place in the world. Los Angeles, it's no different than any other city. There are always going to be bodies in the city, imitations of other bodies in history that are imitations of other bodies in the city that are trapped in a larger context. Simulation, the simulacrum.
Of what I think Europeans would call hyperreality. Baudrillard is like a lot of Europeans who come to the States looking for what used to be the city that's not the city in the way that they thought, so they have a very nostalgic view of the city. I don't really believe in this Baudrillardian idea of hyperreality. I think it's some crazy, new, bizarre reality. This is more hyperreal than Baudrillard. It's better than Baudrillard. I'm going to tell a story. I rented an apartment, and I peeked and I looked in. The first thing I saw was a little chihuahua. It was the chihuahua from the Taco Bell commercial. So he wasn't there, my dog was there, but the chihuahua was on the TV. It just turned out it was just reality. So you're standing outside a bar with a pair of clippers in your hand and a pair of scissors, and a cape.
It's a kind of a simulation, a culture which is supposedly authentic. In the world we live in today, it's hard to find the authentic value of something, a bad, spectacular culture. In terms of the original and the imitation or the simulation, should we feel trapped? We're a simulation. I mean, what if the most pathetic gesture that has ever taken place on the face of the earth takes place, has no value and no meaning? The shortest lifespan, the most insignificant human or animal or bacterial life, but this system is something that has to be saved. Every soul is worth saving, but not every soul is worth buying. Which culture is a simulation and which culture is an original? You're part of an original culture, which is more of an illusion. Thinking, perceiving, or existing is a simulation.
It's a lot of a little the same thing. It's a lot of a little the same thing. It's a lot of a little the same thing.
The phenomenon of feeling that one is actually as a copy of a copy of a copy, as a copy of a copy of a copy. Every moment is authentic. The situation that exists is authentic. There are different layers of consciousness in relationship to an event. Once you've distanced yourself, you can never enter into it.
It gives you tunnel vision, but at the same time you notice things that you didn't notice before.
You can never experience the excitement of the first time you come into contact with it. Bullshit. Then you're trapping yourself in a kind of self-fulfilling prophecy.
Los Angeles always usually ends up costing me about a half carton of cigarette.
Why can't I always experience the text as something which is both new and yet known? It's the simultaneous connection between knowing something and forgetting something. Battle between remembering and forgetting, into the loss of memory, into the amnesia. They superimpose layers of supposed memory on top of themselves. Creation of a situation ends up in a place where it says, well, there is no value. There's a balance between sacrificing all meaning to achieve some kind of total freedom so that continuity can be established. Memory that dominated us. The world would be chaos.
The world would be chaos.
LA, there is definitely a Southern California culture.
There's a lot more diversity.
Shocking to me.
I think it's sad that there isn't enough.
Such a fantastic blend of the artificial and the real. Artificial bodies, faces, artificial hair. The reality of the food actually is quite tasty. Great. People people that you see flowing through are the almost classic archetype and epitome of California culture. One would scoff at that people can get embedded in a kind of artificiality of culture, but they don't know the level of artificiality at all.
I'm not too interested in it.
The question then becomes how real is something? How real does something have to be? Even the smallest gesture is something that could be valued. That even the most pathetic simulation has autonomy. That humans actually are potentially just pathetic simulations.
Oh, I didn't see that before. Anything and everything. That's what is comfortable.
Try to avoid any kind of confrontation. So I'm kind of familiar with the cops. And look at their look. Oh yeah, that's my cape. It's
He's got a cape in his pocket. They call you the hair cowboy.
Then you have to believe that even the most pathetic moment, even the most copied copy, you have to believe it has autonomy, because if you don't believe that, then absolutely nothing has any value whatsoever.
Has anyone ever told you you look
so what if
like
everything is merely a repetition? It still feels good. It's actually good to know as much as possible. And I get the sense that on a cultural level, sometimes LA just doesn't do that. Culture reinvents itself. What's the culture we really should preserve?
You can call me the king of the silence, because flowers are silence. So, have a nice day, SA, brother, other, anyway. As I said earlier, welcome to LA.